Little known reasons men walk away from their women. 1. Lack of emotional connection. Men, like women, crave emotional intimacy in their relationships. When they feel disconnected from their partner emotionally, they may choose to walk away. This could happen if their partner consistently dismisses their feelings or fails to communicate effectively. For example, if a man repeatedly tries to open up about his fears or vulnerabilities, but his partner responds with indifference or invalidation, he may eventually feel compelled to end the relationship to seek a more fulfilling emotional connection elsewhere. Men, much like their counterparts, crave deep emotional bonds that resonate to the core of their being. However, when these connections falter, the void left behind can seem insurmountable. Picture this: a man baring his soul to his partner, vulnerably expressing his fears, dreams, and innermost desires, only to be met with a deafening silence or a dismissive glance. It's like reaching out for warmth in a world gone cold. In these moments, the yearning for genuine emotional connection intensifies, becoming a relentless ache that gnaws at his soul. He longs for the reciprocity of emotions, the shared vulnerabilities that knit souls together, but finds himself grappling with an ever-widening chasm. The absence of emotional resonance leaves him feeling adrift in a sea of loneliness, questioning the very essence of their bond. It's in these solitary moments, amidst the echoes of his unspoken sentiments, that he contemplates the fragility of their connection and wonders if the profound intimacy he craves will forever elude him. 2. Communication breakdown. Effective communication is essential for any healthy relationship. When communication breaks down, misunderstandings and resentment can build up over time, leading to frustration and dissatisfaction. For instance, if a man feels like his partner doesn't listen to him or refuses to address issues in the relationship, he may become disillusioned and ultimately decide to leave in search of better communication dynamics. Effective communication is the lifeblood of any thriving relationship. Yet, when the lines of communication falter, misunderstandings thrive and intimacy withers. Imagine a man, his words lost amidst the cacophony of unresolved conflicts and unspoken grievances. Each attempt to bridge the chasm met with resistance or indifference. In the silence that follows, frustration simmers, and the once fluid dialogue stagnates. It's in these moments of stifling silence that he wonders if their relationship can weather the storm of miscommunication or if it's time to seek clarity elsewhere. As the silence grows louder, the distance between them widens, like an ever-expanding void threatening to swallow their connection whole. With every unspoken word, the rift deepens, eroding the foundation of trust and understanding they once shared. The lack of communication becomes a barrier, separating them from the warmth of genuine connection they once cherished. Despite his efforts to bridge the gap, the silence remains unyielding, casting a shadow over their relationship's future. In the absence of open dialogue, resentment festers, and doubts multiply, poisoning the well of their love. It's a sobering realization, one that forces him to confront the harsh reality that perhaps their bond is irreparably broken. And so, with a heavy heart and a sense of resignation, he makes the agonizing decision to walk away, knowing that staying would only prolong their mutual suffering. In the silence of his departure, he finds a semblance of peace, knowing that sometimes, the loudest conversations are the ones left unspoken. 3. Unresolved conflict. Conflict is inevitable in any relationship, but how it's handled can make a significant difference in the relationship's longevity. If conflicts are left unresolved or handled poorly, they can erode trust and intimacy between partners. For example, if a man and his partner repeatedly engage in heated arguments without finding resolutions or compromising, he may feel overwhelmed and choose to walk away rather than continue dealing with the constant turmoil. Conflict is an inevitable part of any relationship, yet it's how we navigate and resolve these conflicts that defines the strength of our bond. Picture a man and his partner, entangled in a web of unresolved conflicts, each argument leaving a bitter aftertaste of resentment and frustration. Every attempt at reconciliation feels like traversing a minefield, with emotions running high and wounds left unhealed. As the conflicts pile up, so too does the weight of their unspoken grievances, pulling them further apart with each passing day. What once may have been minor disagreements now loom like insurmountable obstacles, casting a shadow over the love they once shared. Despite their best efforts to find common ground, the distance between them widens, leaving them stranded on opposite shores of their shared reality. With every unresolved conflict, the cracks in their relationship deepen, threatening to shatter the fragile foundation upon which their love was built. The tension becomes palpable, suffocating the warmth and intimacy they once cherished. It's a sobering realization, one that forces him to confront the harsh truth that perhaps their differences are irreconcilable. And so, with a heavy heart and a sense of resignation, he makes the agonizing decision to walk away, knowing that staying would only prolong their mutual suffering. In the silence of his departure, he finds a semblance of peace, knowing that sometimes, letting go is the only path to true liberation. 4. Feeling unappreciated. Everyone wants to feel valued and appreciated in their relationship. When a man consistently feels like his efforts and contributions go unnoticed or unacknowledged by his partner, he may start to question the relationship's worth. For instance, if a man goes out of his way to plan romantic gestures or support his partner's goals, but receives little to no appreciation in return, he may feel taken for granted and decide to leave in search of someone who recognizes his efforts. Everyone desires to feel valued and appreciated in their relationships. However, when gestures of love and effort go unnoticed or unreciprocated, a sense of profound disillusionment can set in. Imagine a man pouring his heart and soul into the relationship, going above and beyond to express his love and support for his partner. Yet, despite his unwavering devotion, his efforts are met with indifference or taken for granted. Day by day, the weight of unappreciated sacrifices and overlooked gestures begins to wear him down. He feels like an invisible presence in his own relationship, longing for acknowledgement and validation that never comes. The silence speaks volumes, echoing the sentiment that his contributions are insignificant and easily dismissed. As the sense of unappreciation festers, so too does the seed of resentment, poisoning the once fertile ground of their love. Despite his best efforts to communicate his feelings, the void of appreciation remains, widening the chasm between them with each passing moment. It's a heart-wrenching realization, one that forces him to confront the painful truth that his love may be unrequited. And so, with a heavy heart and a sense of profound sadness, he makes the agonizing decision to walk away, knowing that staying would only perpetuate his emotional turmoil. In the solitude of his departure, he finds solace in the knowledge that his worth is not defined by the validation of others, and that true appreciation begins with honoring oneself. 5. Loss of independence. While relationships require compromise and teamwork, it's also important for individuals to maintain a sense of independence and autonomy. When a man feels like he's losing his autonomy or being stifled by his partner's demands or expectations, he may start to resent the relationship. For example, if a man's partner becomes overly controlling or intrusive, constantly monitoring his actions or dictating how he should live his life, he may feel suffocated and opt to walk away to reclaim his independence. While relationships thrive on connection and partnership, it's also essential for individuals to maintain a sense of autonomy and independence. However, when boundaries blur and personal freedoms are compromised, a suffocating sense of loss can ensue. Picture a man whose once vibrant life has become overshadowed by the demands and expectations of his partner. Initially, he may have welcomed the companionship and support, but as time passes, he feels increasingly stifled by the constraints of the relationship. His individuality fades into the background as he finds himself conforming to his partner's desires and expectations. Gradually, the pursuit of his own passions and interests takes a backseat to the needs of the relationship, leaving him feeling trapped and suffocated. As the walls close in, so too does his sense of self-worth and identity. He yearns for the freedom to chart his own course, to pursue his own dreams and aspirations without fear of judgment or reprisal. Yet, with each passing day, the weight of expectation grows heavier, threatening to crush the spark of independence that once burned bright within him. In the face of such suffocating confinement, he realizes that the relationship has become a gilded cage, offering the illusion of security at the expense of his autonomy. And so, with a heavy heart and a longing for liberation, he makes the agonizing decision to walk away, knowing that true happiness can only be found in embracing the freedom to be oneself. In the solitude of his departure, he rediscovers the joy of self-discovery and the thrill of charting his own course. Though the path ahead may be uncertain, he takes solace in the knowledge that his journey is his own, and that true fulfillment lies in embracing the boundless possibilities that await beyond the confines of a suffocating relationship. 6. Infidelity or betrayal. Trust forms the foundation of any healthy relationship, and betrayal can shatter that foundation irreparably. If a man discovers that his partner has been unfaithful or has broken his trust in other significant ways, it can be incredibly difficult for him to rebuild that trust and continue the relationship. For example, if a man learns that his partner has been lying to him or engaging in secret activities behind his back, he may feel betrayed and choose to walk away rather than endure pain of further deception. Trust forms the bedrock of any healthy relationship, but when it's shattered by infidelity or betrayal, the very fabric of the bond is torn asunder. Imagine a man whose world is turned upside down when he discovers that his partner has been unfaithful, engaging in clandestine affairs behind his back. The revelation is like a dagger to the heart, plunging him into a maelstrom of shock, disbelief, and profound anguish. Every cherished memory is tainted by the specter of betrayal, leaving him questioning the authenticity of their love and the sincerity of their vows. The pain is palpable, a relentless ache that gnaws at his soul and threatens to consume him whole. As the reality of the betrayal sinks in, so too does the seed of doubt, poisoning every interaction and corroding the trust that once bound them together. He finds himself haunted by questions that have no answers, tortured by images he cannot erase from his mind. The foundation of their relationship crumbles beneath the weight of broken promises and shattered illusions, leaving him adrift in a sea of uncertainty and despair. In the aftermath of such devastating betrayal, he faces a crossroads, to cling to the fragments of a fractured relationship or to embrace the painful truth and walk away. Despite the allure of familiarity, he knows that staying would only prolong his suffering, trapping him in a cycle of resentment and mistrust. And so, with a heavy heart and a sense of resignation, he makes the agonizing decision to walk away, knowing that true healing can only begin once he frees himself from the shackles of betrayal. In the silence of his departure, he finds a glimmer of hope amidst the wreckage, knowing that while the pain may linger, it will eventually fade, replaced by the quiet strength that comes from choosing self-respect and self-love. 7. Emotional or physical abuse. No one should tolerate abuse in a relationship, whether it's emotional, physical, or psychological. If a man finds himself in an abusive relationship where his partner belittles, manipulates, or physically harms him, it's essential for him to prioritize his safety and well-being by leaving the toxic situation. For example, if a man's partner consistently insults him, undermines his self-esteem, or resorts to physical violence during arguments, he may recognize that the relationship is unhealthy and make the difficult decision to walk away in order to protect himself from further harm. In any relationship, safety and respect should be non-negotiables. Yet, when emotional or physical abuse rears its ugly head, the very essence of love becomes distorted, leaving behind a trail of devastation and despair. Imagine a man trapped in a toxic cycle of abuse, where every word is a weapon and every action a betrayal of trust. At first, he may rationalize the abuse, making excuses for his partner's behavior or blaming himself for provoking their anger. But as the abuse escalates, so too does his sense of worthlessness and despair. Each blow, whether physical or emotional, chips away at his self-esteem, leaving him feeling powerless and alone. Despite his best efforts to escape the cycle of abuse, he finds himself trapped in a never-ending nightmare, where love has become synonymous with pain and suffering. The wounds, both seen and unseen, fester beneath the surface, poisoning his soul and robbing him of his humanity. In the depths of despair, he realizes that the only way to break free from the chains of abuse is to walk away, no matter how daunting the prospect may seem. With trembling hands and a heavy heart, he gathers the shattered fragments of his dignity and courage, knowing that the path to healing begins with reclaiming his autonomy and self-worth. And so, with every step he takes away from the darkness of abuse, he moves closer to the light of redemption and renewal. In the silence of his departure, he finds solace in the knowledge that he is not alone, that there are others who have walked this path before him and emerged stronger on the other side. 8. Loss of attraction or connection. Physical attraction and emotional connection are vital components of romantic relationships. If a man no longer feels physically or emotionally attracted to his partner, it can lead to feelings of disconnection and dissatisfaction. For instance, if a man's partner neglects their physical appearance or stops putting effort into maintaining the emotional connection between them, he may find himself longing for the excitement and passion that initially drew them together and choose to walk away in search of a more fulfilling relationship. Physical attraction and emotional connection are the cornerstones of a fulfilling relationship. Yet, when these bonds begin to wane, the once vibrant tapestry of love fades into shades of grey. Imagine a man who once gazed upon his partner with adoration and desire, only to find himself increasingly detached and disenchanted. At first, he may brush off the subtle shifts in attraction, attributing them to the ebb and flow of life's complexities. But as time passes, the void left by diminishing desire becomes undeniable. The spark that once ignited their passion flickers weakly, overshadowed by the weight of indifference and apathy. He longs for the electric thrill of connection, the shared laughter and intimacy that once defined their love. Yet, with each passing day, the chasm between them widens, leaving him stranded in a landscape devoid of warmth and affection. Despite his efforts to reignite the flames of desire, the embers remain stubbornly dim, casting a pall over their once vibrant relationship. In the face of such profound disconnection, he confronts the harsh reality that perhaps their love was built on fragile foundations. The fear of loneliness may linger, but it pales in comparison to the suffocating emptiness of a love that has withered on the vine. And so, with a heavy heart and a sense of resignation, he makes the agonizing decision to walk away, knowing that staying would only prolong their mutual dissatisfaction. In the solitude of his departure, he finds solace in the knowledge that true fulfillment lies in embracing the possibility of new connections and rediscovering the joy of authentic intimacy. In conclusion, exploring the complexities of relationships and understanding the reasons why men may walk away is an important step towards fostering healthier connections. If you found this video insightful and thought-provoking, don't forget to share it with your friends and loved ones who may benefit from this discussion. Remember to hit the like button if you enjoyed the content, and consider subscribing to stay updated on future videos exploring similar topics. Your support helps grow our community and facilitates more meaningful conversations about love, communication, and personal growth. Thank you for watching, and until next time, may your relationships be filled with understanding, empathy, and growth.